Let's get started with a new lesson, children, today, and that is going to be ratio. Now, before we begin with this lesson, ratio, children, you need to understand that ratio is nothing but it is the comparison that is brought about between two quantities or two numbers. When we compare them in any format, they term to be what is known as ratio. Like we can compare two numbers. I have two variables over here, x and y. I can say x is greater than y, or x is less than y, x is double of y, x is 1/3 of y, then x upon y or y upon x, or x is equal to y. So generally what are we doing in all these examples? How we are trying to compare two quantities that are x and y. So whenever we bring about a comparison between two quantities, children, that is termed to be a ratio. Now comparison can be done by the help of subtraction method. That means either we are subtracting one quantity from the other. Suppose if I say if the age of Mohit is 15 years and that of Saran is only 10 years. That means there are two boys and there is a difference of the ages between them. One is 15 and the other is only 10. If I ask you a question, children, how many years is Mohit older than Saran? How will you do it, children? 15 minus 10 will give you 5. That means Mohit, we can say this thing in two ways. We can say Mohit is 5 years older to Saran, or you can say, children, Saran is 5 years younger to Mohit. So in both the sentences, children, we have compared the age of Mohit with Saran. So this is what is known as ratio because we are trying to compare. Another way for comparing is by division method. That means we try to divide the things. Now when I try to divide the things, children, that is also a way of comparison. See over here in your books it is given one more method. If the age of boy is 7 years and that of his father is 35 years and we want to compare their ages, children, you divide the age of father by the age of the son. You get the answer as 5. So we can say, children, father is 5 times older to his son, or son is 5 times younger to his father. So that way, that means by both the ways, by dividing the age of father and the son, we can come to know how many times is the relation of the age between the father and the son. So again, this comparison is what is known as ratio. So in ratio, basically, we compare two quantities together. Next is, children, there are certain things that we need to know about ratio. First, a ratio is a pure number and so it does not takes any unit with it. Like in the answers, we write centimeters, kilogram, meter square or cube and all those things. But in a ratio, you will not use any unit with the answer. Another thing is ratio is represented by a colon mark. You can see it is quite very small. I'll draw it over here and show you, children, like this. We make two dots. This is the colon mark. So a ratio is represented by a colon mark. As you can see, P ratio Q. Okay. Next is, children, the first term of a ratio is known as antecedent. That means if my ratio is 1:4, 1 is known as the antecedent. And the second term is known as the consequent. If I say this, take this. This is antecedent, which is 1, and 4 is the consequent. Okay. So this ways we have a name for both the numbers that are written together in a ratio. Okay. Then a ratio should always be expressed in the lowest term. That means whenever we are calculating the ratio, children, we should make sure that the ratio is always written in the lowest term. We should not leave it in any other term. Otherwise it goes wrong. So you have to keep on dividing the two numbers until and unless they come to the lowest term. There is one more point over here, children. The value of the ratio remains unchanged if the antecedent and the consequent both are multiplied by the same non-zero number. Now what does it imply? I'm going to show you over here to make it more clear to you, children. See, now I have taken my ratio was, let's take a ratio that was 3:4. Okay, so my ratio was 3:4. Now I can write 3:4 as 3 upon 4. I'm multiplying both the antecedent and the consequent by 3. So my answer will be 9 upon 12, children. Now when you reduce this 9 upon 12, it will come to 3 upon 4, which can be written as 3:4. So we came back to the same ratio. So this is what it means, that if you take a ratio and you multiply it with some non-zero number means it should not be 0, it can be anything else. Then after you have multiplied and if you reduce it, you will come back to the same ratio that you had taken in the beginning. So this is what it means over here. Now children, the last thing to be kept in mind whenever we are calculating the ratio between two quantities is we need to make sure that both the quantities must be of the same kind. This means children, if we are calculating the ratio between the length, then both the quantities should be on length only. That means they should be describing the length. We cannot make a comparison between length and mass. That means we have taken one number to be the length, which is in centimeter, and the other number to be mass, which is in grams or kilograms. Then the comparison cannot be made. So the ratio between the unlike quantities has no meaning. The second one is both the quantities must be in the same unit. That means suppose I have taken both the things are length now, but one length is taken in centimeter and the other length is taken say in meters or in decimeters. So both the units must be same. That means both of them should be either in centimeter or in meters or in decimeters, whatever. According to the demand of the question, we have to make sure that both the quantities are in the same unit. Like for example, some examples are given over here. Check them out. We have to calculate the ratio between 5 kilogram and 15 kilogram. Now both are the mass and both the units are kg. So we can easily calculate their ratio. But if we have to calculate the ratio between 800 grams and 1.2 kg children, now over here both are again mass. One thing is clear. Second thing is one is given in grams and the other is given in kilograms. So either you change this grams into kilograms or you change this kilogram into gram. Then only the ratio is possible. So see over here they have changed it by multiplying it by 1000. And so now when I divide them, that means when I'm calculating the ratio between them, both of them are in grams. And with the answer, we never write any unit. So this is it about the introduction of ratios. We begin with the exercise 11A of ratio. Question number 1. Express each of the following ratio in the simplest form. In that, question number 1A, I am taking the third subpart children. You have to reduce the given ratio to the simplest term, whatever is possible. So see 200 upon 250. Reduce the 0. Now after you have reduced the 0 children, 20 and 25 can be reduced by 5. 5 4s are 20, 5 5s are 25. So we write it as 4 upon 5 and in ratio it will be written as 4:5. I have taken B. It is a similar kind of a question children where you have to reduce the ratio. The first part 5 kg and 800 grams. Now one quantity is given in kg and the other is given in grams. We have to bring them into the same units. So 1 kg we know is equals to 1000 grams. Therefore 5 kg equals to 5 into 1000, which is 5000 grams. Over here 5 kg and 800 grams means now I can write 5000 upon 800. Reduce the two zeros of the numerator and the denominator, and then 50 and 8 can be reduced by 2. 2 4s are 8 and 2 25s are 50. So our answer becomes 25 upon 4, which can be written in ratio as 25:4. Coming to the same question, the fifth subpart of the same question children. 1 hour and 45 minutes. You have to write it in the simplest form. 1 hour and 45 minutes. Now we know children 1 hour contains 60 minutes, right? So over here I can write 60 minutes is to 45 minutes like this. Now write 60 upon 45 and reduce it. So we can directly reduce it by 15. 15 3s are 45 and 15 4s are 60. So our answer becomes 4 upon 3, which is 4:3. Question number C. I have taken the first part over here. Now this is the same thing, but now it is given in the form of a mixed fraction. 1 whole 1 upon 2 is to 2 whole 1 upon 2. Now change first the mixed fraction into the improper fraction. 2 1s are 2 plus 1, 3 upon 2. 2 2s are 4 plus 1, 5 upon 2. Now this, when we write it in the form of a fraction, children, it will be written as 3 upon 2 divided by 5 upon 2. Now in fractions we have learned, children, that if the quantities are being divided, you have to write them in multiplication and reciprocal the fraction which is there in the denominator. So that is what is done over here. 3 upon 2 into 2 upon 5. I have reciprocal this denominator fraction. And now I can reduce 2 by 2. What are we left with? 3 and 5. So 3 upon 5 can be written as 3:5. Coming to question number C, the third part, children. Now this is a different question because over here there are 3 quantities given which have to be reduced to the lowest term. And all the 3 are given in the form of a mixed fraction. So the first step will continue to be same, that is to change them into the improper fraction. Let's start. 3 2s are 6 plus 1, 7 upon 3. 3 2s are 6 plus 1, 7 upon 2. And 4 1s are 4 plus 1, 5 upon 4. So we changed all these mixed fractions into the improper fraction. Now another thing to be done over here is, children, we have different denominators. So you are going to find the LCM of these denominators. I have done the method over here, how to find the LCM. Right? We start with, I have taken all the numbers together. Now we start with the smallest number which can divide any of these terms. So I have taken 2 because 2 can divide 2 also and 4 also. So with 2 we do the division. 3 will not be divided, so I'll write 3 like this only. 2 1s are 2 and 2 2s are 4. In the second step again I can divide it by 2 because 2 will get cancelled. So 3 will again not be cancelled, so I have 1 and 1 over here. And now with 3, so I finally get 1 for all the 3 numbers. That means my LCM will be 2 into 2 into 3, which is equals to 12. Now what will I do with this LCM, Miss Children? I will take all the 3 ratios and I am going to multiply them by 12 and then reduce it as much as it can get reduced. Okay, so 7 upon 3 into 12 will be, children, 3 1s are 3 and 3 4s are 12. So 7 4s are 28. Similarly, 2 1s are 2 and 2 6 are 12. So 7 6 are 42. And 4 1s are 4, 4 3s are 12. So 5 3s are 15. So our answer is what, children? 28 is to 42 is to 15. Coming to question number 2, children. Now this is the same kind of a question, but it is given in the form of a word problem. A field is 80 meter long and 60 meter wide. Find the ratio between width to length. So length is 80 meters and width is 60 meters. Both of them are given in the same unit, children. We can calculate the ratio. But one thing you should keep in mind, children, the question is asking us the ratio between width to length. So first you need to write the width and then you need to write the length. So width is 60 and length is 80. So 60 is to 80 will be 60 upon 80 and reduce it. Again 0 and 0 can get reduced. 2 3s are 6 and 2 4s are 8. So our answer becomes 3 is to 4. Question number 4. Is the ratio of 15 kg and 35 kg same as the ratio of 6 years to 14 years? Now in this question, children, we have to make a comparison between two set of ratios. 15 kg and 35 kg and 6 years and 14 years. So I'm going to do both of them together. 15 kg and 35 kg can be written as 15 is to 35. 6 years and 14 years can be written as 6 is to 14. 15 upon 35 and 6 upon 14. Now reduce. Both of them can get reduced by 5, children. 5 3s are 15 and 5 7s are 35. Again 2 3s are 6 and 2 7s are 14. So 3 upon 7 is both the places, which can be written as 3 is to 7. So yes, the ratio of both the quantities is same. Question number 5 is a similar kind of a question, children. So I am not doing that. I am showing you how to do question number 6. Now in question number 6, children, Again, you have to find the ratio between three numbers. That is 3.5 meters, 475 centimeters and 2.8 meters. We know, children, 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters. So that ways you can convert 3.5 meter by multiplying it by 100. And similarly 2.8 meters by multiplying it by 100. So you get 350 and 280. Now I get all the three quantities in the same unit. 350 centimeters, 475 centimeters and 280 centimeters. After this, children, because we don't have any denominator, so what are we going to do is, we are going to see a number which can reduce all the three together. I can't take a 2 because 2 can divide 350 and 280 but it won't divide 475. I can't take a 3 because 3 is not going to divide them completely. The number that I can take is 5. So divide all the three numbers by 5. 350 upon 5, 475 upon 5 and 280 upon 5. Now when you are going to reduce them, children, you will get the final answer as 70 is to 95 is to 56. Just simply divide all these three numbers by 5. Coming to the last question of this exercise, children, find the ratio between 5 dozen and 2 scores. So both of them are in the different units, children, so you have to bring them in the same unit. We know 1 dozen is equals to 12. Therefore, 5 dozen is equals to 5 into 12, which is equals to 60. Similarly, we know, children, 1 score is equals to 20. Therefore, 2 score will be 2 into 20, which is 40. Now, 60 and 40 are there as the numbers. So, divide 60 by 40 because that is in the ratio. We can cancel the zeros from the numerator and the denominator. And 2 2s are 4 and 2 3s are 6. So my answer is 3 upon 2, which can be written as in the ratio 3 is to 2. So with this we complete this exercise, right? Thank you and have a wonderful day. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have still not subscribed to my channel. See you all very soon with a lot of new upcoming videos that will be coming up soon. Till then, take care. Bye-bye, children.